Have you ever been around someone who doesn't even have to say a word? Yet somehow, just their presence leaves you feeling tense, exhausted, or emotionally thrown off. The truth is, evil isn't some distant idea found only in books or movies. It's real. It lives among us. And what makes it so dangerous is how quietly it moves. Most of the time, it doesn't show up with red flags or warning signs. It shows up in gentle words, friendly faces, careful tones. But behind the softness, something darker hides. The good news is, once you know what to look for, you can protect yourself. Because these people don't come with horns or flashing signs. They come with charm, manipulation, and calculated kindness. They twist your trust, use your heart, and take advantage of your goodwill. But you don't have to be a psychologist to see through it. Philosophers like Marcus Aurelius left behind timeless wisdom. Tools that can help you recognize the truth behind the mask and guard your inner peace. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 unmistakable signs that someone in your life might be hiding a toxic or even evil nature. These signs will help you stay clear-minded, protect your energy, and hold your ground. Come, let me show you. 1. They use charm to cover their real identity. Epictetus once said, "Appearances, no matter how impressive, often conceal what's real underneath." Some people are experts at charm. They know exactly what to say, how to smile, and how to make you feel seen. Like they've known you forever. Feels genuine. Feels special. Almost too good to question. But look again, because sometimes what seems like connection is performance. When charm is real, it brings warmth and trust. But when it's used with bad intentions, it becomes a mask. One that hides selfishness, manipulation, and control. These people don't earn your trust through honesty. They build a character and play a role. They tell you what you want to hear. They position themselves as your biggest fan, your closest ally, your safest place. But the truth? It's all strategy. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." What they do in private shows who they really are. Pay attention to how they treat people they don't need. Because charm might fool the eyes, but actions never lie. I once knew someone like this. Everyone adored him. His compliments were constant. His attention, magnetic. People felt lucky to be around him. But over time, the pattern showed itself. His praise came with conditions. Once he got what he wanted, the warmth disappeared. And the same people he once praised, he'd mock them behind their backs. Coldly, casually, without remorse. That's how it works. So how do you protect yourself? Listen to your gut. If you feel uneasy around someone, despite how kind or polished they seem, trust that feeling. Manipulators count on you ignoring red flags. They want you to believe the act, not the truth behind it. But Stoicism teaches this: real goodness doesn't need polish. It doesn't try to impress. It simply exists with honesty, consistency, and peace. So don't get stuck in the illusion. Look beneath the surface. And remember, authentic people don't need to sparkle to be real. 2. They constantly manipulate. Seneca once said, "He who has many fears also has many things to manipulate." This isn't just a quote. It's a warning. Manipulators don't operate with integrity. They don't build trust, they twist it. Their strength isn't honesty, it's distortion. They bend the truth to confuse, control, and dominate. I remember working with someone I thought I could trust. She was great at giving compliments in public, always lifting me up in front of others, making me feel like my work mattered. But behind the scenes, things were different. She would tell little half-truths, exaggerate my mistakes, quietly make it seem like I needed her help to succeed. That's the thing about manipulators. They make you question yourself. You start thinking you're the problem, that maybe you're too sensitive, that maybe you really do need their advice. But you don't. True manipulation isn't loud. It's subtle. It doesn't just confuse you. It slowly chips away at your confidence. It feeds off your doubts. And it convinces you that they're the only one who really gets you. But real support doesn't feel like control. It doesn't demand dependence. And Stoic wisdom reminds us, a virtuous person will always lead you to freedom, not trap you in reliance. If someone constantly pushes you to follow their way, while ignoring your boundaries or disrespecting your independence, that's not guidance. That's control. Remember what Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." You don't have to fight them. You don't have to explain yourself. Just step away. Keep your clarity and protect your freedom. 3. They lie with purpose. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Say nothing false, do nothing unjust." But for some, truth is just something to avoid. Not by accident, but by design. They don't lie because they're careless. They lie because it works. Their words are crafted, rehearsed, and aimed at one goal: control. Their goal isn't just to lie. It's to distort your perception, to make you doubt what you saw, to make you feel like you got it wrong. This kind of manipulation is quiet but corrosive. It makes you question yourself. And that's how they gain control, one lie at a time. But here's the truth. Lies need maintenance, constant adjustment. But truth stands on its own. It doesn't need to be managed. So how do you protect yourself? Watch for the cracks. Are their stories consistent? Do their words match their actions? Stoic philosophy tells us, watch what people do, not what they say. Because character isn't spoken, it's shown. When you see gaps between words and behavior, don't explain them away. Call it out. Ask for clarity. And if the dishonesty continues, walk away. Because honesty is the foundation of every real relationship. And when someone refuses to be honest with you, they're showing you exactly who they are. Stand firm, guard your mind, and don't let their lies unravel your reality. Before we move on to the next sign, if you're finding this helpful, make sure to hit the subscribe button and like the video to keep the momentum going. And if these signs are starting to feel familiar, drop a comment below. I can relate. Let's see just how real and common these patterns truly are. 4. They shift blame and deflect responsibility. Seneca once pointed out that most people would rather trust than judge. And that's exactly what manipulators count on. Instead of owning their actions, they spin narratives that make them the victim in every situation. They shift the blame, dodge responsibility, and place the weight of their mistakes onto someone else without flinching. As Seneca also noted, truth stands solid on its own. Lies, on the other hand, they need layers, complication, maintenance. There was this friend I worked closely with on a major project. Things didn't go as planned, and rather than admit any fault, he immediately turned on me. He didn't yell. He didn't accuse me directly. He simply pointed out flaws in my system, framing his feedback as helpful critique. But over time, it became obvious. Every misstep landed in my lap, even the ones he caused. And somehow, he always came out looking innocent. This is how blame deflectors operate. They don't scream or stomp. They manipulate your perception. They play on your empathy, twist the facts, and before you know it, you're apologizing for something they did. They feed off guilt. They rely on your self-doubt. And they're masterful at rewriting the story so they come out clean, and you carry the mess. Marcus Aurelius put it plainly: truth doesn't need to explain itself. When someone is constantly shifting the blame, your job isn't to argue, it's to stay rooted in the facts. Don't let their emotional games pull you into confusion. Keep your head clear. Watch what actually happened. Ask direct questions. And when the story starts changing, don't be afraid to speak up. The goal isn't to win an argument. It's to protect your peace and your integrity. If someone never takes ownership, even after being given the chance, they're showing you who they really are. And that's your cue to step back. Set boundaries. Don't engage in the cycle. And don't carry blame that was never yours to begin with. Because strong people don't run from responsibility. They face it, own it, and grow from it. Those who refuse to do that, let them live in the story they've created. You've got nothing to prove and nothing to hold. 5. They're always hungry for control. To someone with malicious intent, control isn't just a habit. It's their lifeline. They don't just want influence, they want full domination. Over your relationships, your thoughts, even the smallest choices you make. Marcus Aurelius once said that your mind belongs to you, not the outside world. And that's where your real strength begins. But that's also exactly what toxic people try to take from you. Because the moment they can control your mind, they can control everything else. They don't just challenge your choices, they slowly strip you of your confidence. They want to be the one you always go to. The one who knows better, the one who decides for you. But it's not about helping, it's about keeping control. Over time, their influence sinks in. You second-guess your instincts. You downplay your abilities. You stop believing in your own strength. And that's exactly how they want it. Epictetus said that freedom is the highest goal in life. And real freedom comes from refusing to be ruled by what's outside of you. The ones who seek control over your mind know this, and that's why they work so hard to take it from you. But here's what they can't stand: you stepping back, you saying no, you asking, does this line up with who I really am? Because when you start aligning with your own values, their influence starts to crumble. Your independence, your mental sovereignty is the most powerful thing you have. And no one, no matter how persuasive, has the right to take that from you. Marcus Aurelius said, "The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life." So don't let someone else dictate your thoughts. Don't let anyone make you question your worth. The mind is where freedom begins. And anyone who truly cares about you will want you to grow, not to stay small under their shadow. So take your power back, stand firm, and let your own mind lead you straight into the freedom you were always meant to have. 6. They lack empathy. Seneca once noted that we are social beings, not designed to live only for ourselves. Empathy is what bridges us. It's what lets us feel someone else's joy and carry a bit of their sorrow. But for those with malicious intent, empathy is a foreign concept. To them, people are just tools, used, moved, and discarded when no longer useful. They don't truly care about your happiness, and your pain only matters if it fits their personal agenda. This isn't just a character flaw, it's a clear view into an empty soul. These types either won't or can't step outside of their own world long enough to care about yours. Their emotional detachment shows up as cold indifference. Sometimes it's even worse, an unspoken satisfaction in your struggle. Where empathy should be, there's just a void. Empathy isn't optional. It's the foundation of real connection. Without it, every interaction feels one-sided, draining, and mechanical. These people may pretend to care when it suits them, but their true colors always come through once the mask slips. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't waste time debating what a good person should be, just be one." So how do you deal with someone like this? You draw the line, you protect your peace, and you don't let their lack of heart make you question your own value. Look for relationships built on real care and mutual respect, ones that lift you up instead of pulling you down. Surround yourself with people who feel your joy and sit with you in your pain, because real connection is built on empathy, not manipulation. 7. They take pleasure in others' pain. One of the most disturbing signs of a truly toxic person is how much they enjoy seeing others suffer. Epictetus once said, "Surround yourself with those who make you better." But people like this, they're not interested in building anything. They're fueled by destruction. They look for chances to tear others down, not by accident, but on purpose. They get a quiet thrill from watching someone else fail, stumble, or fall apart. And it doesn't always come with drama. Sometimes it's subtle. A sarcastic comment when you're vulnerable. A smirk when someone else is embarrassed. A casual joke at someone's expense that cuts just a little too deep. At first, these moments might seem harmless, but over time, the pattern becomes clear. They don't feel good about themselves by growing. They feel good by shrinking the people around them. Seneca once said, "No man is more unhappy than one who never faces adversity." But people like this don't use adversity to grow. They use it as a weapon. They gossip, sabotage, and stir conflict just to feed their ego. And beneath it all, insecurity. They don't feel powerful on their own, so they look for someone to crush just to feel taller. The problem is the satisfaction they get from doing this is short-lived. It's shallow, temporary, and it always needs a new target. That's why Stoicism teaches us to be vigilant with our energy and intentional with who we allow close. When you notice someone who delights in pain, mocks failure, or fixates on the weaknesses of others, take a step back. Because every second you stay near that energy is a second your peace, confidence, and self-respect are quietly being chipped away. Instead, choose people who clap when you rise. People who support your growth, not resent it. People who don't need others to shrink in order to shine. Because real joy, it's never built on someone else's suffering. It's built on shared wins, mutual respect, and truth. We've just gone through these powerful signs that someone near you might not be as good-hearted as they seem. Disturbing, right? But the key is this: awareness is your armor. These people only get power when you don't see them clearly. The moment you recognize their patterns, you take that power back. Remember, Marcus taught that true strength comes from mastering your mind and your reactions. So don't let toxic people cloud your thoughts or disrupt your calm. Set the boundary. Hold your peace. And don't dim your light, because that light is exactly what they fear. If you've made it this far, comment below, "No more blind spots. I'm awake now." That's your declaration. Your proof that you're not asleep to the games anymore. And if you're serious about protecting your peace and seeing people for who they truly are, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep spreading awareness. Let's help others wake up too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where your wisdom keeps rising.